All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig in a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video. Dane Brugler doing great work for The Athletic on many of his scouting reports, and I was looking at his draft guide, and he's got a number of really interesting ones. Let's talk a little bit about Darrell Luter Jr., the Niners cornerback draft pick out of South Alabama. And make sure you check out Pig in a Pickle, 2 locations, Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week in Marin, Wednesday through Sunday in Emeryville. Pig in a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Darrell Luter Jr., the cornerback out of South Alabama, 5'11", 189 pounds. The Niners really got something good with Luter Jr. I've been so impressed with him in the rookie minicamp, and then he showed again in the OTAs. He's a kid from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and began playing Pee Wee football at the age of 5. So, I mean, this guy's been playing football his whole life. He was the water boy as a little boy for Oak Grove High School because that's where his older brothers played ahead of him. And then, went there himself to Oak Grove High School and became a starting cornerback as a sophomore, played a little nickel, linebacker as a junior, played outside cornerback as a senior. I should say played nickel corner as a junior and then played outside corner as a senior. And then also played 2 seasons of high school basketball. He ran track as well as a senior. His events were the 200 meters. He was also a long jumper and a triple jumper. And nobody recruited him. I mean, it wasn't like this guy wasn't a 5-star. He was a no-star. Nobody recruited him out of high school. Now, he wound up going the JC route. That's how much he loved football. He said, I'm going to keep playing. And so he goes to Pearl River Community College and goes the JUCO route. Falls in love, gets married in December of 2020, has a daughter, Nevaeh Brielle, I believe her name is, in February of 2023. He absolutely beamed when we asked him about his baby girl too. He's thrilled. And, he graduated in May of 2022. So this is a different player. This kid's very mature. He's married, graduated, has a daughter. It was invited to the Senior Bowl after 3 seasons at South Alabama. Had a great year in 2021. Was first team All Sun Belt in 2021. His final year, he was 3rd team All Sun Belt in 2022. 5 interceptions during his career there at South Alabama. And when you look at him on the field, the first thing that you notice is the ridiculously long arms. He's got 33-inch arms, 10.25-inch hands. So huge hands, long arms, 4.46 speed, which is plenty fast enough. Got great quickness as well. 1.54 is his 10-yard split. So he's got good short area quickness. And, a lot of guys struggle in man-to-man coverage. This guy's best in man-to-man coverage. Lined up on the boundary for Kane Womack in that defense and at South Alabama for the Jaguars. And, sometimes it was like 10 on 10 and they were playing zone opposite him. They were playing off coverage opposite him, but he was locked up in man-to-man on the boundary and just took his guy away. So when you watch Luter, you can see all the physical traits. He's an explosive leaper. He's got great strength, very wiry, strong. He's got tremendous confidence. Some guys bring a real loud demeanor. They're braggadocious. They're all, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. They're pounding their chest. This guy's got unbelievable confidence, but it's kind of quiet. He's like a quiet, confident guy. He's explosive. He's strong. If you watch him against the run, very physical against the run. Very physical. Comes up and will hit you. And he's just a very mature kid, so he doesn't get overwhelmed. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's just a real grounded, solid kid. Now, I personally think he's going to give Demo Lenore a major run for Lenore's starting spot at outside corner. And I would not be surprised if Darrell Luter Jr. winds up beating out Diamador Lenore for the starting job. He's really almost kind of like a veteran rookie when you watch Luter. So It's funny. You talk to his high school coaches, his college coaches at South Alabama. They all rave about him. They all talk about him as a tremendous leader. And you can see the ball skills. Even just in Niner camp, you can see the ball skills. He had 22 passes defensed in 23 starts over the last 2 seasons. So this is just a really solid football player, top to bottom. And, it's funny. I asked him after the rookie minicamp, I said, hey, where do you feel most comfortable? Because he's played a bunch of coverages. I said, you've played off coverage, you've played zone, and you've played press man up on the line of scrimmage. And he's like, that's it right there, press man. That's where he feels most comfortable. Now, is Steve Wilks going to use him as a press man corner? I think he will, but I don't know if he's going to use him exclusively that way. And, it's interesting. There's a lot of corners that can play zone, but can't play press man up on the line of scrimmage. They don't have the ability, the confidence. They can't bump and run and mirror a player up and down the field. Other guys can play up on the line of scrimmage, but they can't play off coverage. And they don't have the timing or the footwork, or it just doesn't feel natural to them. So Steve Wilks is a great teacher of defensive back play. He's also a great handicapper of defensive backfield talent. And I think he really loves Luter. And I think Steve would love to play a little bit more man-to-man than the Niners have played in recent years. The Niners have been almost exclusively a zone team. They, the old saying is if you match up, you play man. If you don't match up, you play zone. Well, the Niners have played a lot of zone because they haven't necessarily matched up speed-wise. And I think that's also kind of what they preferred, bend but don't break. Make a team drive the length of the field. Don't give up the play over the top of your head and a quick score. The Niners believe in their front. So they're like, okay, you know what? We're going to play zone behind a high pressure front, and we're going to get there. We're going to get there. We're going to get them into a long down and distance, and then we're going to send extra guys. D'Amico didn't blitz a whole lot. Saleh blitzed even less. Wilks, I think, is going to blitz a little bit more. And so he may lean on guys like Jair Brown and Darrell Luter to play a little bit more man coverage. The nice thing is, for Kane Womack at South Alabama, Luter played on the boundary, and he was constantly manned up. And so I'm interested to see how aware is Darrell Luter in zone. How skilled is he in off coverage? Can he absorb that cushion, and can he do it well? Because the Niners are not just going to leave him in press man on the line of scrimmage and say, hey, you're going to play man-to-man all year. He's going to have to play an array of coverages, and he's going to have to show that he can play off coverage. He's going to have to show that he can play press man in the NFL against NFL receivers with better speed, better size, better hands, better quarterbacks. And then he's got to show that he's aware in a zone and that he can make all the right movements in a zone. And there'll be any number of different zones. Niners, I would expect under Steve Wilks to do a lot of cover 3. And what does Luter look like in the cover 3? What does Luter look like in zone coverage? So there's going to be some things to look at this summer. But what this kid has, you can't teach. He's got the long arms. He's mature. He's got the ability to mirror. He doesn't panic. He's got great man-to-man mirroring ability. He's an explosive leaper. He'll come up against the run and really start you as a hitter. I can't wait to watch him. He looked great in the rookie camp. He looked good in the OTAs. Sam Darnold had Danny Gray on the far sideline. He underthrew it, and Luter was there to PBU, to break it up. So can't wait to watch Darrell Luter Jr. from the South Alabama Jaguars do his thing this summer. Nice kid and very mature, and I think a guy that's going to hit the ground running. You say, give me a rookie that you think immediately can make an impact, I would vote for Darrell Luter Jr. because he's got so many traits that say, you know what, he's going to be able to step right into the NFL and produce right away. So, Demo Lenore, if you're not ready to compete for your spot this summer, this guy could come and take it. That's how good I think Darrell Luter Jr. really is. All right, hope you enjoyed our 49er video. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the proud sponsor of the Krueg Show. Check them out in Emeryville and Corte Madera. And thanks to all of you for supporting the Krueg Show on YouTube.